Alrighty then. Howdy, folks, and welcome on back to the Flying T-Bar Seat. So, it is time for us to be getting on into the next game for the Sunday Fun Day segment. Um, I decided to pull the trigger. There's a series I have been really wanting to get into for quite a while now. Basically, because I decided that, or not decided, but I had discovered that they have a massive world building. And the fact that in a later game, apparently there's this big crossover between all the different series that belong to this world. And yeah. So, um, that's what caught my eye on it at first. That, and I really like the sprite work. Um, from the game that I had watched before from a different streamer, which was Trails of Azure. Yeah, Trails of Azure. So, all of this combined has led to me being very curious about this series, and I finally decided to just go ahead and pull the trigger, and we're going to get started on it. I know this technically means we now are doing 3 extremely long series on the channel, but I think it's worth it in the long run, especially because Disgaea is going to start speeding up significantly now that we're at newer games where we can do certain things. T-Bar bullied me here. Well, no, I didn't, Jimmy. I didn't do nothing to you. You came here on your own accord. But hey, welcome on in, Jimmy, and how the hell are you? So let's go ahead and get through the usual spiel, which is howdy, folks, and welcome on back to the Fine T-Bar C. It is Sunday Fun Day where there are no themes, only games. We are jumping into a long-running series, called most of the time referred to as the Trails series, but as the Legend of Heroes. Specifically, we are diving into Trails in the Sky. I have been advised by some people that apparently the play order for these games is. Let me look at my list here. Yes, I have lists. I have notes. You guys know I have lists. And I have. Where'd my fucking list go? God damn it. Here we go. So the play order is Sky, Zero / Azure, and then all the Cold Steel games, which there's like 6 of those. And then there's Reverie, and then there's Daybreak, and then there's Horizon. So yeah, so we're diving into the Trail series, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm excited for it because, like I said earlier, I liked a lot of stuff from the little bit that I had seen on stream and someone else's stream. Specifically, I really like the artwork. It's kind of a tactical style game, but I know it evolves over time into something not quite being top-down tactical, which is why we're doing on Sunday instead of trying to wait for Straturday to have a time open. Because Straturday's pretty packed for a while now. Oh my god. Because I've got the rest of Disgaea on that segment, and I wanted to play the Agarest War series. And there's also Dark Deity 2. And who knows, maybe I'll get my hands on some other Fire Emblem games to play. But yeah, there's lots of stuff there. Lots of stuff. But anyways, before we get on into the game, as always, folks, if you guys enjoy my streams, you enjoy my content, hell, maybe you can just enjoy my dulcet tones. You can find out, or blah, 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 blah. If you guys enjoy the stream, you enjoy my content, hell, maybe you just enjoy my dulcet tones, you can check out all my other stuff, which is on my other socials, which are YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, Ko-Fi, and Throne. YouTube is the archive where you guys can find over 70 different plays of all sorts of different shenanigans that I get up to. You want to see tips, you want to see tricks, you want to see me bang my head into a wall until I finally win? You can find all that and more over on YouTube. Twitter and Blue Sky on the other hand, where you guys can find any and all announcements involving the stream. Things such as when I'm going live, what games I'm playing, and what days I'm playing those games. So go like, follow, and everything on what subscription. Well, I ain't going to say no. You want to support me on the side of the stream, though, because that's just how you roll. You can check out Ko-Fi and Throne. They exist and they are a thing. However, as much as I love and appreciate any and all support that y'all give me, please make sure y'all are taking care of yourself before you try taking care of me, folks. Make sure you got them bills paid. Make sure you got that roof over your head. Make sure you've got food in the fridge. And beer. Or whatever your poison is. But beer's always good. I like beer. Beer's kind of a necessity in life, I think, personally. Not necessarily to function, but it makes life a lot easier sometimes. So yeah, bills, roof over your head, food. Oh, fuel. Fuel in your car. Those are the 4 necessities. Anything after that, y'all can spend your money on whatever you want. So, alright. What do you guys say we go ahead and we get on into it here, shall we? Don't worry, I see you there, Jimmy. Yeah! No quiet tones. No quiet tones. I know, I'm not exactly quiet. But, you know what? Some people like to say that they enjoy my drawl. But you guys should hear me when I get drunk. Because the drawl gets real heavy and it takes a little bit of a Mexican accent too. But I haven't exactly been drunk on stream yet. Who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll do that. Beer is good. I drink some before I fly a plane. Bad Jimmy. Bad Jimmy. Stop that. No, Jimmy. Y'all don't be like Jimmy. Don't drink and drive. Alright, so what do you guys say we go ahead and we get on into it here? So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click that button. Then we go click this button. Oh god. I'm gonna have to figure out. See, I was fucking around with settings so much earlier and now. Okay, well, maybe there's an option as we get further into the game. We do want to go for normal difficulty. I did turn the setting off where the game is supposed to get easier. This is my favorite game series. So let's see. They say don't drink and drive, but nothing about flying a plane. It's still operation of a motor vehicular, and yes, it is considered a motor vehicular. So, no, bad Jimmy. Oh, tip for this game, revisit empty chest for extra dialogue. They made it they made a fuck ton for this game. Okay, I will. I think I remember seeing that in, the Azure /Zero stuff that I had watched on a different channel. This is my favorite game series that I can't play. Why can't you play it, Jimmy? Like, I don't think I missed that earlier. But why can't you play the series? Also, I want to, once again, we have a full, thing, which is, hey, let you guys know, I am going to be using a, I have a guide. It's mostly so I don't miss treasure chests and shit. So I don't miss treasure chests and don't miss side quests. But we will not be using it to figure out boss fights. We won't be using it to do most other things. It's just to make sure we don't miss out on certain shit. Daddy's really late. Yeah, for some reason I can't play because I can't bring myself to play this ancient game. It's not even that old! Like, it's honestly kind of amazing how many games this particular series has put out when it's really only like 15 years old. Like, it's almost like they've done a game every year since it's been released. Bro, it's over 20 years old? No, no. Hang on, we're gonna verify this, Jimmy. Oh. Okay. Well, way to make me eat my words there, Sonny Jim. Because, yeah, this was released in 2004 originally. That's still wild. Like, they still have almost averaged one game a year since they started this series. Because there's 3 games in this one, 2 for Azure/Zero. And then there's, what, 6 Cold Steel games? So that puts us at 10. And then there's then there's all the other ones. So what? This game's got 15 ish, like almost 15 titles, I think. I might be a little messed up on my math there, but I want to say it's almost 15 titles in it right now. But who is it? Well, howdy there, raiders, regulators, mount up. We got ourselves a raid coming in. Howdy there, Taylor and gang. How the hell are you guys doing? So, y'all know me on Flying T-Bar C. I play all sorts of different stuff. Currently, tonight, we are starting with the Legend of Hero series, the Trail series, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're starting with the OG version of Trails in the Sky. So, we're just started. In fact, I've been kind of yapping quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, of course, Raiders, if you guys need a raid and run, by all means, feel free to do so. But if you want to hang out with me while I experience a whole new thing for the first time, you are more than welcome to hang out with us. And always for you guys, and always for those of you who are watching me, go check out Taylor. Taylor plays all sorts of cool games. Lately, he's been doing a lot of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, trying to do all the treasure hunting and get all the cool stuff. Which I gotta ask, you said you only had like 4 heart pieces left. So, how did the treasure hunting go today? I hope the beginning of Sky FC is going well. I have high hopes for this. I've been really intrigued by this series. I saw someone playing Zero or Azure on their channel freaking years ago now, and I was very impressed with the sprite work, among other things. So I was really, really intrigued by it. And then finding out just how massive the world is just made me even more intrigued. So I've been really looking forward to it, and I decided to finally pull the trigger on it. Feels like a bunch of people I know are getting into this series as of late. I think it's a good series. I enjoyed this one for the most part. I would like to get to this series after I finish a couple other games. Nice, nice. What are the games you have lined up that you're going to be wanting to finish there, Taylor? One left. Yeah. Go, Taylor. So what, do you think you're going to finish out Wind Waker next stream then? Because I feel like you could do it. Because I imagine that you're, like, probably right towards the end. Unless... Well, yeah, because to get all the stuff, you have to have gotten all the items for the most part, I feel like. Mainly just series I've already started. Yakuza comes to mind. Hope on Friday. Yeah. Alright, so see, that's another one that I actually really want to play. But I'm trying to avoid doing too many long series, which I kind of already broken that rule. Because I currently am doing the Final Fantasy series on Friday. I am doing the Disguise series on Saturday. And now we're going to be doing the Trails series on Sunday. For God knows how long. Oh, and Thursday. It's not exactly a super long series. But now I've got Wild Arms. I gotta finish 2, but there's also 3 and 4 now on PlayStation. So, I hope on Friday. Yeah, go on, get after it, Taylor. You finish that game. Howdy there, T-Bar C Bibble Bebble. Oh, howdy there, Gravy. How are you doing? I'm in the middle of 100%ing every Yakuza game. Almost caught up, so I'm starting that back up soon. But you really do take the cake there. Yeah, I know. That's absolute. Not my fault there's so many good series out there that have so many games. God forbid I start getting into more Tales games too. Like, I'm lucky they haven't gotten too many others out on the remakes yet. Like I've done the Symphonia remake on stream or remaster on stream. I did the Tales of Great. I did Grace's F on stream. I have Vesperia the definitive edition already. They released Zillia, which I gotta do that one. Because Zillia's super fucking good. Um, if they do Fantasia, I'm doing Fantasia. Like, I love Tales of Fantasia so much. Tales of Fantasia, in my opinion, is basically the Tales version of, like, Chrono Trigger. They have so many story components that are similar in that game, and it's just really fucking good. Um, the other Tales game, like, I wouldn't mind playing the Destiny games because I have heard that they're very good. They're probably going to be doing a remaster on Legendia, which was a phenomenal PS2 game that didn't get near as much hype as a lot of the other series. So, or the other entries in the series. So, I would love to see Legendia happen. Reason why I know about the Legendia is because uh, they re-upped their patent on it, which tells me that they're going to be they're going to be doing something with the title. And of course, Tales of the Abyss. Like, if I get Tales of the Abyss, I'm going to be super happy also. Um, Berseria, I'm kind of meh on. That one didn't really catch my interest. I might play it one of these days. Zesteria, on the other hand, ugh. That one, I did not have as much fun playing Zesteria. I remember playing Zesteria, was rough. Yeah, like, I didn't like the changes with the battle system where you could basically just, like, I don't like how the battle system and combos work in Zesteria. fucking Soray is kind of bleh. Like, I don't mind a golden retriever MC. I really don't. But I feel like the rest of the cast was also too one-dimensional. Um, and then the overall story, like, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. Like, I can't write home about it like I could with so many other Tales games. And I know that I hope they don't bother trying to do a remaster of it anytime soon. But Arise was fantastic. I actually really enjoyed Arise. Zestiria is rough, but it did build up Berseria. So I do know that Berseria is technically like super distant prequel. Like, really, the only thing that the two games have to actually do with each other is the fact that it sets up why Zestiria happens in the first place. Like, I do know that much about it. Which is part of the reason why I didn't really care very much about Berseria, was because I don't really care about Zestiria that much. But beyond that, I know that there's not a lot of other stuff. Oh, I have also seen confirmation that they will actually be doing Xillia 2 also, which I know is one of the better sequel games in the Tales series. So, hey! I enjoyed Xillia 2. Xillia 2 was a lot of fun. Ludger. Ludger's a really cool MC, especially with the way that his battle style. I love Berseria. I think it's way, way better. Huh. Well, maybe I'll have to give Berseria a try. Maybe it'll be one of those things like if I find it on sale, I'll go ahead and pick it up when it's kind of cheap. Alright, what do you guys say we actually go ahead and we get back into the game here? Daddy's really late. Got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Shara's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Take good care of the house while I was away. Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? New fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. A little girl's supposed to like clothes and jewelry. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? He's still alive? Looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, you'll let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. Almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. Certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. A pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah. Who is this kid anyway? Why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray mommy? Where do you keep picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Sherazard, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake. That girl's gonna get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I met this boy while I was out on business. I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Now look. Huh? Waking up. Wow. His eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. Safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? Must be out of your mind. Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? That's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. You have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! You sure are shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. You're running your mouth like that is going to make it take longer for your body to heal. Oh. Just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try to change this up. Ow! Quit yelling. Alright already. You jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yell or Y-E-L-L-I-N-G? Never mind. Just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. You and I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing that people call you. I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? Seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. Name is... Oh, I'm liking this art style. The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. So that's obviously Our Lady Estelle. This is our mysterious black-haired boy. There's Dad, Cassius. Some sort of letter I don't recognize. Ooh. Rich punk. Rich punk with guns, though, so he could be cool. Guy giving off Sabin vibes. Hang on, guys. Are we back? I think we're back. Think so. Okay. Good, 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 good. We back? Yes, 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 yes. Good, 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 good. Don't worry, Gravy. I don't miss your messages here. Kind of ticks me off though. Like all week we've been good. It didn't disconnect all week. 7 equals musclehead equals battle maniac. Hey, don't be making fun of my favorite kind of character, okay? I I like my musclehead maniacs, okay? They're fun. Which, so by the way, so for those of you who are playing Final Fantasy Dwellum, Dissidia Dwellum, Dwellum Dissidia, whatever you want to call it, Dissidia mobile game. Um, they released a roadmap recently. Here in the next couple days, they are releasing Sephiroth into the game, and apparently over the next couple months, well, like month and a half, I think, they are going to do a Final Fantasy X character, a Final Fantasy VI character, and a Final Fantasy 5 character. Um, Considering they're doing Sephiroth, I have a feeling that the other characters are all going to be villains. Uh, Personally, I would prefer, if they are, I'd prefer to see Jecht over Seymour. Obviously, Kefka for 6. And, um, I want Gilgamesh for 5, because technically he's a villain. He's also a hero at one point, but technically he's a villain. So, yeah. Especially because, well, I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of hard. Like, I'm curious how they would do modern skin for Gilgamesh. Also, Exdeath. Like, would they actually make Exdeath have a face? I don't know. I'm very confused about that. So, anyways, but yes, we're back. So let's go ahead and finish the intro video here. Oh, damn it. It looks like the noise stopped. Shit. Well, that ticks me off. I have a feeling he's a villain in glasses. That dude's an assassin. Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. Alright, now we've got noise again. I started Batman Arkham today. Ooh. Arkham's pretty good. I've heard Arkham is actually fantastic. It's so bright in here. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I'm liking it so far. Good, good. Glad to hear it. Why are you saying dang it? Did we disconnect again and I didn't realize? Okay. Might be back again? I don't know though. Okay. It did. It has. Bullocks. I'm back. Okay. Well, we're gonna sit here for a minute and see if everything kind of settles out. I'm back? Yes, Jimmy, you are back. Apparently, we're all back. Because my internet, after working so well all week, has decided it wants to be a fuckhead. Of course, for all of you who are, sticking around, thank you all so much. I do appreciate it. Okay. So, let's try to continue on with our shenanigans here. Can't believe how awake you are. Though, even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. What with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber? What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, tisk, tisk. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. Yes, we are back, but I'm gonna fucking look at something here really quick. I mean, the bit rate is showing pretty fucking average, like it's not like it's a bad connection. And I don't have bad weather, like it's just deciding to be stupid today for some reason. I don't know why. I feel the stream pains, probably Twitch. So, I mean, it might be Twitch, but I doubt it personally. I've been fucking fighting with OBS because so I have an extra laptop over here that's my like daily laptop. Um and I use it to monitor stream. Like how I can kind of tell volume levels and if voices need to be louder, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Every time we have disconnected, and my main laptop, the one that I do my streaming off of, shows that there's an internet disconnect, which of course OBS disconnects before the internet disconnect. But this other laptop never fucking disconnects. Ever. So, like, I don't know, maybe I've got a futzy cord that I need to replace for the Ethernet? Or what? Maybe I'll try a different port off of the router. I don't know. There's lots of different things. But it is very much like it's infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. I need another monitor to keep an eye on stream. My phone is useless besides chat for streams. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Trying to use your phone to monitor shit, it does not work very well. But, alright. We seem to be holding relatively stable, so we're going to go ahead and jump back in. There we go. Something something. Alright, I like your other songs, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. Wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use the staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. Just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. And what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? I mean, I don't mind a girl who fishes or collects bugs. The sports shoes thing is kind of weird, though. Like, I'm very much the type where I'm just like... I've got 3 pairs of shoes at the moment, and that's more than I've ever had for most of my life. And that's because I've got work boots, I've got nice boots, which aren't even really nice boots anymore. They're more like not work boots. And then I've got a pair of Hey Dudes that I basically use as house slippers. The only reason I have the Hey Dudes is because I was supposed to use them for the wedding, and then the wedding got canceled. Fishing, bugs, and sports shoes. Something is not adding up. I mean, she's a tomboy. I don't mind tomboy girls. That's enough talking about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle. Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't you both hurry down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. You eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat. But don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? Sometimes I say fuck it and just keep playing. The stream issues always plague me too. I understand that, but I don't want to skip story stuff. Like, I want the story stuff to be on the VODs. That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. But you still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning. Or, in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful, it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you've survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Appa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one who raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. Should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be waiting for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about a ruin-style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? Well, what's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and an omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of Liberl News from the General Goods Store. I'm supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of Liberl News from the General Goods Store. Howdy, howdy. Well, howdy there, Lost Boy. How are you doing? If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Sherazard my regards. Okay. Menu Oh, hey, we can save anytime. This is awesome. This is also kind of weird, though. This is the first time I've played a game with just a mouse. Can I use the arrow? Okay, I can use the arrows for movement. Okay. Republic of Calvar. Okay, so there's our map button. Okay, so those do something. Aha! Found my confirm button. By the way, Dad, is it going to be alright with you to stay home like this instead of going to the guild today? You haven't been there for a couple days now. Fortunately, I have a lot of paperwork to sort out. Don't you worry, I'm carrying a big enough workload that the guild's not likely to fire me anytime soon. That's not exactly the most convincing thing I've heard come out of your mouth. I'm doing great today. No issues other than being late to work due to a rattlesnake sitting under my car. That's a normal... So you don't have to get super particular, but if you're just sitting with a rattlesnake under your car, I've got like pretty good chunk of the nation kind of figured out there because I also deal with rattlesnakes. You're somewhere in the American Southwest. Or further south. I mean, I guess you could be significantly further south, but I'm going to say the American Southwest. The biggest of the South, baby! Oh, you're from Texas. Woohoo! My mama lives in Texas nowadays. Oh, excuse me. Laugh my ass off. Okay, so this is walking. Is there a run? If I click... Okay, so there is a run. Wonder how I make run. Ooh, treasure chest. Or is that just decoration? Yeah, every morning before I work, I don't even get properly dressed to leave until I go outside, lay down on the end of my path, and check under my car. You know what? I feel your pain there, dude. Like, I've definitely dealt with similar shit in my life. Need to get you some of them snake shots. Which, have you ever seen Snake Shot? They're actually one of the coolest little loads I think I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so nothing else to be said. How about yourself? Shouldn't you be getting over to the guild? Sherazard is waiting, right? Today it was way harder to tell because I drove my JDM car. Oh, sits way too low to the ground. Character movement. So, control brings up that menu. Rotating camera, so that's what this is. Rotating the camera. Okay. Don't have that one yet. Don't have that one yet. Okay, so we can go super speed if we want. Not that we necessarily want to. And that's special arts. Huh. There's apparently not... That's dumb. Oh, there we go. Walk, run, A. Aha! Now we've got it. There we go. I'm a happy camper now. There's barely 4 to 5 inches of ground clearance because I lowered it. I see, I see. Wow. I'm actually, like, super impressed with the environments of this game. And I have one of the coolest JDM cars to exist, the Nissan Skyline GTR R34. Why am I not surprised? There's a standing log for staff practice. Staff practice. Looking a little closer, there's something written on it. Stupid Joshua. Alright, so we have a new thing that I will be referencing the guide for, and it's apparently all these little things. Science. Bright House. Roulette. 49 cells. Rune Gate. 259 cells. I have a feeling I'm going to be legitimately sad when this game series goes away from this style. Like, I really like this art style, actually. Like, oh, this is so good in my opinion. Looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place. I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Top of the morning to you kids. Good morning, Mr. Elker. Good morning, sir. Well, you're up rather early, aren't you? Correct me if I'm wrong, but today is your last day of training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about last time I had You run the store. Yes, that's right. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine, Joshua. Now, Estelle, on the other, I've got good reason to worry. She's always been a bit scatterbrained ever since she was a child. Probably all the knocks she took to the head playing with the boys. Really? I guess that scatterbrained trait isn't something new, huh? I'll give you a head injury if you don't shut up. Don't call me scatterbrained. Okay, you two, let's not fight now. You be getting over to the guild? Eh. Oh! Okay, question is, how do I go back? Fuck. Fun fact, every time I drove it, I was technically breaking the law because I got it in 2023, and until recently, there was a 25-year rule that banned specific Japanese car imports, and mine was on the list. Oh, Jesus. Damn it, Lost Boy. Oh yeah, we are totally gonna have to fucking do this. I have got to change the fucking controls on this. Why is it spacebar and escape? Like, that is the most inconvenient spacing for those two commands. We are definitely going to be changing these controls before stream next time. Good morning, Mr. Renan. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stragos? Unbelievable. You had actually already forgotten why we came here in the first place. Not here to shop. We're supposed to buy a copy of Liberl News for Dad, right? Of course. You're always a big collector of those shoes. You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that new Stragos aren't out yet. But if you're up to the latest issue of Liberl News, though, I should have them around noon. Noon, huh? That's right. In the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. I have never played a game with this many openable doors. Kinda awesome. Weather's so wonderful and revitalizing today. I had a strange feeling something good is going to happen. Look what the cat dragged in. Estelle and Joshua, how have you been? Good morning, Mr. Fate. Good morning, sir. How's your father Cassius? Is he doing well? Yep, he's doing so well it might even surprise you. I don't think there's anyone else his age who's in such good shape. Is that so? My daughter's really wanted to see him, but he hasn't shown his face around here in a while. You have a message for me? Tell him that Fate says he'd like to talk about the old days sometime. Sure, we'll tell him. Hey, Joshua? How does Mr. Fate know Dad so well again? I know they're friends and all, but I've heard they were battle buddies during their days in the Royal Army. Oh yeah, that's right. My husband works in the Malga mine to the north of here. He left here at the crack of dawn. Sometimes he doesn't even come home for days on end. My daddy's job is digging holes. He finds lots of pretty rocks inside. He says they're called septium. Hey, I'm still setting up shop. Oh, Stella and Joshua. You right here rather early. Good morning, Mr. Melders. Morning, sir. We appreciate you fixing that orbit light the other day. Speaking of orbit lights, isn't the one outside our house burnt out? We should get that replaced ASAP. Orbits sure are a daily life necessity, aren't they? When I was a lad, there weren't any of those orbit thingies. Now we can get fire and light with a flip of a switch, and even ships fly in the skies. I don't like it. Don't you kids think things are way too convenient these days? Oh crap, there he goes again about the good old days. Yeah, well, if you just learn to shut your big trap. When I was young, I made things a reality through hard work and sweat. Sweat, I tell you. It'd be nice if the young kids these days knew the meaning of the phrase hard work. You're probably right. Hey, if it isn't Joshua and Estelle. How those ornaments working out for you that we tuned the other time you were here? In your case, Estelle, it's not whether the ornament is good or bad. The problem lies in the way you use it. Always jumping into things without a second thought. You need to look, so you end up being slow to learn. If you'd start thinking before you start swinging, then you'd learn twice as much. Gravy boomer. Holy shit, a skyline? Yes! Yes, Lost Boy apparently has himself a skyline. Well, excuse me for sucking. There, no need to get upset. Everyone has these problems when they first start out. You get the hang of things, you'll gradually be able to handle them better. That's right. I'm going to master using this as quick as I can and surpass even Joshua. Yeah, whatever. When I first entered the Sice Central Factory, I pretty much couldn't use one of these things either. Even you couldn't use one, Freddy? Yeah, but I can still become an engineer even if I can't use one. Since you're aiming to become a bracer, you'll have to learn how. Well, thank you for letting me whip my whistle there, Gravy. I haven't heard of the Skyline since the days of Initial D. Last time I heard of a frickin' Skyline was Too Fast, Too Furious. Actually, wait. Was this car in one a Skyline? No, I don't think it was. But he had the blue and white Skyline when he was street racing in the second one. Now, come here, kids. Ah! Take me with you. I'm the one who told you about the place to begin with. You want to go with me? You're gonna have to catch me first. I'm the one who discovered it. Bullet Chapel. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. My, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Good morning. Are you off to this morning? It must be tough waking so early. It's been a while since I last saw the both of you. I'm impressed to see you visiting the chapel so early in the morning. Good morning, Father Divine. Good morning. You were habitually late and played hooky more than a few times during your Sunday school stays, Estelle. So have you changed your attitude on life since you graduated? A bit, I guess. Looks like there's a little time before the morning mass begins. I'm gonna give you both a special sermon. No thanks. Why am I getting thrown into the mix here? I think my brother wanted one, but he spent a lot of money fixing up a Fiero. It was a sick-ass Fiero. Nice! And Stella Joshua. Good morning, Uni. Aren't you Luke and Pat with you today? They were here just a minute ago. Two of them suddenly took off and went somewhere. How dare they abandon their friend? You little brats. Just on my way over to the Forest Mist Walled South here for work, there's an merchant from Bose who came here to buy lumber. Ready for the order ravers. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Did you really become bracers? What? How did you know? That's because working in the media is my future goal. I'm going to join Liberl News Service and work hard as a reporter. Don't take my information lightly either. Oh, sure thing. My gut feeling says the two of you are going to be in the tabloids. Well, thanks. Isn't it romantic that you two lovers are bracers who stand for justice? I have this feeling that a juicy drama is about to unfold. Lovers? Joshua and I aren't lovers, we're family. You really don't understand anything, Estelle. Josh was adopted and things could go either way in the future, right? Plus, leaving it at that would surely please the readers. Readers? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the both of you in more ways than one. So I've got a little information gatherer here. Simon, listen to me and listen to me well. Right now is the time for us to purchase lumber and septium. Knowing the potential risks, I'm going to buy as much as I can with the budget. Yes, I've already made the arrangements regarding the lumber. Looking to the septium right now. Welcome! Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Been a while, hasn't it, Elisa? Is something going on today? Could it be that you're on a date together? Right, we're actually on our way to bracer training now. Oh, is that all? Everyone from Sunday school seems to have decided on a career or goal and is working hard to achieve it. I expected you're a bit different than everyone else, though. What? Is there something wrong with that? Not at all. I just thought it was very like you to pick the unusual route, that's all. Well, that's right. Tio decided she was going to help me out at her parents' farm. She even said for all of us to go up and visit her sometime. So that's what Tio decided on, huh? Nom 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 nom. I was so I get so hungry working in the mines. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Joshua Estelle, I'm preparing your early bird steak. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Denzel. In response to the request of my customers, I started offering breakfast. A specialist wholesome pasta. Superbly al dente. So if I remember correctly, al dente or al dente or whatever the fuck you call it is really not that big of a deal. Let's see, yesterday's sales totaled. Our breakfast service has been going really well. Sometimes my husband comes up with some good ideas. Dude, you will always do well with breakfast. Always. I don't care where you live or what kind of food you serve. If you fucking serve breakfast, people will show up. Unbelievable. My husband knocked over this bookshelf again. Room is now so dusty you can't go inside. Whoa, that's a lot of books. Glory of the Kingdom, Compendium of Orbit Technology, Guide to the Roland Legion, Septian Church and Bracer Guild. I wonder where that book I just bought the other day went. I'm going to have to put these books in order. Why weren't they already in order? Like, you should always have some sort of organizational system. Maybe not necessarily alphabetically, but you should have organization, damn it. That boy. Where could Luke have gone? Off without a bite of breakfast. Alright, I believe we've kind of talked to everybody. I do know that one thing with this game series is that, like, it's what I call a living world. So shit happens. So we will end up spending a lot of time trying to talk to NPCs and shit, bro. Mr. Paddington! Now I know that voice from somewhere. Oh, what have we got here? Cassius' naughty daughter and clever son, huh? Just when I thought you hadn't been around in a while, you all show up all grown. You're here every day, Mr. Paddington. This place has become somewhat of a new home for me. I intend to spend the remainder of my days guarding this clock. There's a ladder that goes up to the observation deck. Wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? It's nothing, really. How about we climb up to the observation deck? Sure, I guess. Alright, let us continue on with the actual story now. Okay. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Ina. Morning. Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Once you be finished with training, you recognize the Shara starts waiting for you upstairs. Good luck to the both of you. Okay, it's all the same stuff. Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret it? Good morning, Shara! Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly or is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp. But I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orb mitt with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except for hope for the best. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. Positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Face was really intent. Oh, this? I was trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Fortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. Give you a brief rundown on the information we've covered in your previous training. The minimum level of knowledge that the bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure, the type of quartz or process septium installed. Although it's only been 50 years since their invention, devices play an integral role in all facets of light, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbal Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect the civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, fighting lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manage the affairs of the Bracers in each region. The Kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zumerian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Ereborian. That sounds familiar. Like, I feel like I've read that somewhere when I was researching these games. Let's see. Since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real Bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll have to go out and make physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes! That's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked on a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. Before that, there's something we need to give both of you. Ina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Eraser notebook! Bracer notebooks serve as an official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Perhaps this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh? Please tell me my ears were playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all Bracers. So, get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. We're covered by the door. You can see there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. Oh. Training retrieval. Charizard, 500 Mira. Direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland to bring back the contents of a chest. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be yada yada yada. Bracer notebook books tab. Very good. Looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. The bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a Bracer performs on the job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duties is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get you to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melba's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken the time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure you're on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you will learn how to use Orbital Factory services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support cords in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered can be extremely helpful. Alright, I'm gonna just read the normal... I'm gonna read tutorial shit in normal voices. Switching between voices is starting to bleh. Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so a long time standing in a relationship with all these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. All the technical difficulties, the expert. Ah, fuck it, we'll do voices. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here.
No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it what you would like to know about? Orbments and mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through installation of various cords. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments, which will enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of sepith too. EP is needed for magic. We'll also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it you would like to know about? Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these magical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must be first synthesized in an orbital factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with water elemental value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described. I think this information will suffice for now. What is it you would like to know? Quartz. Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are fixed slots which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what would you like to know? Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Weapons can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the Orbital Factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open up orbit slots in which to install synthesized quartz. So, what is it you would like to know about? That's it. Looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sepith. With that amount, you should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to first begin by making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any element quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you would be able to exchange sepith for mirror, but for this training you will not be able to use this service. Hi, Freddy! Okay. Oh, here we go. Quartz. Stell definitely makes me think that she is a physical fighter. So we're gonna make her a fire. And then time 1 for him. Ah, here we go. Orbment. Alright, it looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install a quartz into your orbment so you can use both recovery and attack arts. Oh. What? Okay, guess I need to make some more freaking quartz then. I guess we'll just make one of everything.
Alright, looks like you've got both recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other, like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which courts allowed you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have you open up a new slot in your augments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader the range of choices you'll have. Since EP is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots. It's a good idea to open them up all early on. Now I want you to use this Sepith and open a slot on each of your augments. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. You managed to open up one of your augment slots, Estelle. It's essential slot is not limited to a particular element. You are free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me if you forgot about the test. Again? Can you? Didn't I remind you of just this morning? That you mentioned it, I vaguely remember. But now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk about those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Meldus, Freddy, thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it. Good luck with that test of yours.
We're rooting for you. I'm gonna remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kinda wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? And I even made you jot down what you read in your brace of notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the series. Ringing any bells yet? Ah, what a relief. Ah, divine Eidos. I give thanks for thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So, what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. Ah, I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about both you try to at least a little anxious? Just so you know, though, you do happen to flunk the test.
Don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted of relevant sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest that has been placed somewhere within the area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there. So if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Well, what's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've got a really good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. But it's a good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. To make sure to be treated as such. Yoink. There appears to be a recovery point sent up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP have run low before engaging in further battles. Woohoo! Sounds like a plan to me. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Okay, so you can move and attack like that. Okay.
We're good to go.
Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Nicely done. So let's try using crafts this time around. These crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage. They're worth a shot. Roger that.
Come on.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Yes, yes. Oh, what a surprise, another creepy thing. Wish there was an easier way to take care of him. One blow with an S-craft or S-break should do the trick for just about any enemy. Catch is, our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves.
Here I come.
Okay, interesting. Aha, there we go.
Let's do this. All right, we're good to go.
So, that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? We've made it this far, the rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Pay close attention to our battle order this time. Be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Ow. So, we definitely have casting times. Not quite there yet. Nicely done.
We rule.
Small box 2. Oh, that's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact that there's not just one, but two is kind of interesting too. I wonder what's inside. Remember, S-Star, mission is to search and retrieve only. Are you sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective? You're no fun at all, Joshua. It has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with the teensy-weensy peek, right? You feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. As long as they were nothing illegal, you would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. You absolutely have to know what's inside. Why not ask Miss Shara when we get back? For now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. By looking inside this chest again, you flunk! Just kidding. Chest is empty because of you. Nice work here. Alright, we will definitely be re-examining chests. Alright, here we go. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try to set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Sheriff, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now. Let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say we had passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let us get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. Seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. If you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all an important part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results at the front desk in each guild branch. As you already know by now, Ina is in charge of the rollout branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training? Payment received. Money. Current rank. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. Oh, really? Oh. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You also accumulate points which are known as bracer points. Indication of your achievements as a bracer. If these points exceed a certain value, you advance to the next range as a bracer and be awarded a special piece of equipment. Ranks of a junior bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. The amount of mirror and BP you receive will also be recorded in your bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left now is to finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Ina. I'm sorry for putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. Let me say again, good work, you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then. Therzar holds out 2 boxes. Aren't those the boxes the ones that... In answer to your question, yes, these are all the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Open the boxes! Junior Bracer Medal! This crest is... So does this mean we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as junior bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome to the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild! So I'm a bracer now, huh? think the realization is only just now beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world! We did it! I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. I understand. You've been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a brace's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on so that you can help guide these new recruits who come in after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Charizard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. No-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Mind. Let's hurry and head home. Letting Dad know that we qualified as junior bracers. Right.
Oh, not before we stop by the item shop.
Hurry up, come on! Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark? What's the big hurry? How about telling us where you were headed? You're not thinking of wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? But acting like you're a bracer you wanna be. How wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberl than the milk that comes from Purzel Farm. What? No way! You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now a high pony, on the other hand, quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle? What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? So you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You'd better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to train at my secret base. Before you know it, I'm going to be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. Secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Prevents poison, prevents blind, prevents sleep. Yeah, I think we'll just get both of these. I can't wait till I can redo the buttons. Oh. Oh, well, this is super intriguing now. Oh. Okay, water's all of our healing stuff. Makes sense. This is fucking handy. I like this. Like, this is super nice. I don't have to look up a guide for any of this shit. It's already just... Rest... Ooh. Alright. Pretty basic stuff. Ooh. Okay, so we can get information, which will let us see enemy stats. That'll be super useful. Eagle Eye. I mean, eh. Petrify. Eh. Haze. Won't ever use. Strike. Eh, not bad. Death Blow 1. Eh, not bad again. Grail Locket. Hello. Gladiator Belt. Also, that seems really useful. Oh.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Tabs. Oh, hi there, Joshua and Estelle. Oh, hi, Ridge. Think your training is over, isn't it? I'm humbled to know you two are the youngest ever to pass the bracer exam. Look forward to working with you in some capacity, ourselves as well. Get back to work now, but if there's something you don't understand, give me a holler. Congratulations, you two, you're now official members. Now on, I'm going to be casting out jobs out to you like candy. Bring it on is all I have to say. Look forward to working with the guild. Makes me wonder where the secret base is. Okay, so apparently we have... God, we already have to talk to more people? Jesus. I'm so distressed. He's my type, and I'd like to accept his proposal, but this place is not my ideal situation. Is the place or whatever really that important? Of course it is. This could be the memory of a lifetime. Maybe the place that comes to my mind when I'm an old grandma lying on my deathbed. I can't just accept an alleyway like this being that place. I guess this type of thing can only be understood by those involved. I've confessed to her several times since this morning, but I can't get her to accept my love. Doesn't seem like she hates me or anything. What am I doing wrong? It's such a warm day today, isn't it? Looks like we'll be able to have a nice afternoon nap. Yeah. Hey, Estelle and Joshua, is it true you really became bracers? Always the first one to hear everything, aren't you, Claire? This is just what I expected. I saw the potential in you both way back. Yep. You're going to get out there and earn a lot of success, right? I like Sherazard's adult charm, but I'm partial to both you and Joshua. Huh? I'll take that as a compliment. Well, I wanted to do this. I didn't want to keep going. Oh, looks like I missed one thing, but oh well.
Good afternoon. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. So how'd your training go? An emblem on your chest means couldn't have expected anything less from Cassie's kids. But we're still braces in training. I see, but, well, I knew you were going to have to give up your part-time job here sooner or later. Yes, I'm really sorry about that. Don't sweat it. I knew it'd happen eventually when I hired you on. Shame, though. There's hardly anyone out there with as good an eye for weapons as you. That's the path you've chosen, so get out there and show us what you're made of. Hello there, Joshua and Estelle. Stella, listen to this. I finally became a bracer. My goodness, is that true? And Joshua, too. Yes, ma'am, that's right. Congratulations to the both of you. You did wonderfully. But one thing, Estelle. You shouldn't be proud just because you became a bracer. This is just the starting point. I understand that. You experience a lot of new things as bracers. But I hope I can be proud of the fact that this path chose in the coming years. Enough about my feelings. Please work hard and good luck. Right, now we'll go this way. Hey, you're doing good work so far. What's that emblem on your chest? Congratulations, you two. You finally become bracers, huh? Thanks. Stell, you are way too proud of yourself. Why do you always have to ruin the moment, Joshua? I should be this happy because I earned it. You should at least let me bask in the glory for a minute. Sometimes you can just be so... But Estelle, now that you become a bracer, you're going to have to get over your little, problem with orbital arts. And you two, why do you have to go and spoil my day by saying things like that? If you have any other business needs, don't forget to stop by. Orbits we see today are built using the structure of a clock. Therefore, even old technicians such as myself can tinker with some of their parts. When it comes to these quartz circuits, however, I'm a bit out of my league. I don't know who invented these things, but they're extremely complicated little machines. Oh, I already talked to her. I talked to that one. But... and that's it. So we're good there, at least until after we buy the newspaper, I guess. God damn it. He should be back any time now, but it's odd of her to not be home by now. Tell Joshua, if you see my uni, could you tell her to come home? Never broken curfew before, but I'm just worried. But I'm worried because she's still just a little girl. That reminds me, it seems like she's always hanging out with Pat and Luke, but really doesn't have to play around with those boys all the time. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking out loud. Almost done
It's almost time for my husband to come home from work. I better get work on preparing dinner. I love my daddy so much. He's so strong and he's always nice to me. Started dinner for the night. I'm making plenty, so hopefully my husband will be coming home. Staying overnight in the mine and working through the night is pretty common for him. Seems that somehow I'll be able to get the lumber I wanted. Diamond. Our Septium purchases are going through fine, right? So I spared no effort in coming all the way to Roland. Failure is not an option. Now, let's see. I've made contact with some of the people at Malga Mine, and we're working out a few business details at the moment. But please wait just a little longer. Here. My son-in-law is still half a man when it comes to this business. It's an easy job, and it takes a good 2 to 3 years to become a real woodsman. Like that female merchant came over here from Bose. Not only does she seem smart, but she's extremely attractive as well. And again, she'd probably never give me the time of day. Her accent is a little different, though. Really? You completely finished with your training? Yay, we finally finished, Eliza. I'm officially a real bracer. Congratulations, Estelle. Always wanted to be a bracer ever since you were a kid, haven't you, Estelle? But don't bracers have a lot of dangerous jobs? Yeah, something like that. Joshua, Estelle, don't overdo it and watch out for each other. Estelle has a tendency to get in over her head. Very good observation, Eliza. The only problem is that Estelle doesn't realize this herself. I'm standing right here, you guys. Joshua and I just care about you, Estelle, that's all. Anyway, don't get too full of yourself and end up getting hurt, okay? Okay. In my opinion, there are two kinds of enjoyment that come from food. But bluntly, they are eating and cooking. I think my passion for cooking outweighs the other. Of course, I enjoy eating delicious food as well. Nom. Better get back to the mine before the boss figures out I ditched work. Oh god. Well, Stella, I haven't seen you around here for a while. It's been some time since you graduated from Sunday school, right? Did you say hi to Eliza? I started helping around here not too long ago. Please visit her if you have some time. She's been wanting to see you. Okay. Oh, there's apparently whole other buildings that I didn't even fucking go to. Oh no, I did come here.
Just when I thought Luke had come home, he took off out the door once again. Well, that boy dinner was almost ready too. Boy's always running around like his pants are on fire. He just can't sit still for 2 minutes. Thanks to their airliners and restays, even Roll has been able to get a good selection of books. And thanks to that, I find myself compelled to buy a new one each time I head to the store. But I get yelled at by my wife for getting so many, so maybe I should cut back a bit. Only got the first chapter of this novel, so if you want, I'll give it to you. Okay. Son Pat has gone missing since this morning. He's not getting into any trouble with Luke. I'm worried he's up to something. God damn it. Beautiful sound as always. I love the tell of this tower bell. The bell does more than tell the time. It's also marking Willand's history. There's a hotel. What? Really? Oh, that must be what this building is. Got an unusual guest staying here at the moment. She appears to be a student from the genus Will. Really? Or she's come all the way to study about Roland. Whew, I finally arrived here in Roland. I think the first thing I'm going to do is have a look around. Okay, never mind. Still, you seem rather cheerful today. Did something wonderful happen in your life? Yes, you could say that. Just occasions are indeed a wonderful thing, but at times when things go well, that we should gird up our loins for the trials that lie ahead. O goddess Aidios of the firmament, please guide these unseasoned youths. The assigned sister to the chapel. Recently transferred from the royal city to Roland. This place is surrounded by greenery. Everyone in the town is so kind. I think I'm going to enjoy it. Elder Divine is a bit strict, but he is someone I can respect a lot. Okay. Okay. Landing port and mayor's residence. Ah, landing port. Luscious chocolate skin, captivating ruby eyes. Charizard's quite the exotic beauty, wouldn't you say? She's got that fascinating charm that people of Liberl don't have. Alan's off in his own little world again. I've actually gone drinking with Charizard before. Strange thing is, I have absolutely no memory of that time. Maybe I should try and ask her out again. I don't know if that's a good idea, buddy. There are two airliners which travel to the 5 major cities, eastward circling one and the westward circling. Westward circling airliner runs from Gransel to Roland, Bose, Rouen, and Zeiss in that order. Eastward circling is opposite bedded from Gransel to Zeiss, Rouen, Bose, and Roland in that. I'm proud of the work I do here. That's because I've always wanted to work on orbital engines ever since I can remember. Looks like only employees are allowed in. When I'm told I can't go in, I want to go in even more. Okay. Now we have to try to locate the mayor's residence. Damn sure isn't there. That's the bar, that's the clock tower. Oh, the mayor's residence, which is apparently fucking massive. The missus sometimes helps me with my jobs around the house. On top of that, she treats me like I'm part of the family. Even took me out to eat the other day. Couldn't be happier. Lita takes care of all the housework, but I feel a little awkward about it and often end up doing some of it myself. Sure, it's because I used to do it all myself before coming to live at this house. It appears like I'm taking Lita's job away, so I wonder if I'm causing her any trouble. Compared to the other cities, Roland is certainly rural with no distinct features. However, I love this city. There's just something warm and inviting about Roland. I want to build a city that gives the importance to that atmosphere. Okay. Leave. Oh no, wait. We got the last one, which is. So glad Renan's store has finally got on track. Seems as though it has become much easier to get products since he started having them brought in by airliner. Ever since the first ordnance were invented, this world has become a much easier place to live. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did. Maybe I should have you start calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. By the way, Mr. Renan, the Liberl news come in. Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Brush me off like that, you two. Oh, whatever. I'll take one copy then. Goes to 100 merit, please. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine. Does it really sell that well? Sure does. Liberl News has excellent reporter and a camera woman who have done a great job reporting the latest, most reliable news. They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. One more thing before you go. This is my gift way of saying congratulations. Free sample item I received with my shipment of goods. Don't hold the free part against me. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. You hurt fighting. If you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. That's where the recipe book comes into play. Find food to recover your strength. You need food to recover your strength instead. It's completely free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyways. So if you get anything new, write down what's in it. You'll have lots of recipes in no time. How about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Maple cookie. Well, I have made it a personal rule never to turn down sweets. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's simple as that. Traveling around, you should eat whatever food you come across before you haven't had an opportunity to try before. That sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking and all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. But I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need for ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renan. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so we gotta go back over that way. Yeah, I'll wait till I have a surplus of money before I start collecting recipes. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Why do I have a sneaking suspicion about this? Hmm. Oh, nice. There's stairs there. Actually wonderful to know. By the way, how did you know today was the last day of our training? In a certain sense, both you and Joshua are like celebrities here in Roland. Tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. I shouldn't have expected anything less from Roland. The grapevine around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding, the women here especially love to gossip. Okay, supposedly... boom. Passion Sepith. Okay. Alright, I think we're gonna be fine.
Let's go over this way really. Oh, we have more stuff apparently. Well, we could go do a little bit of grinding. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. Should go get a bunch of this actually. So yeah, fuck it. We're gonna go do some grindage. Be kind of a nice way to end the night, I think.
Piece of cake.
Oh. Oh no! You missed! How could you miss?
All right, we're good to go. That's that then. Let's move out. All right, we're good to go.
Ooh. That was a good haul.
Piece of cake.
Free healing. Oh. Ooh. My right ear does not feel so hot right now. Yoink.
All right, we're good to go.
that worked out pretty nicely.
Alright, we're good to go.
Okay.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Okay. Okay. Do not afraid to do multiple save files. Seems like it might become important. Alright guys, so I am gonna go ahead and call it a night there, folks. I want to say thank y'all for tuning into the Flying T-Bar-C this evening. I really appreciate you guys' viewership. Whether you were chatting or whether you were lurking, I appreciate all of y'all all the same. I will be back. Thanks for the stream, dude. You are welcome, Gravy. And thank you for hanging out with me as always. There we go. Okay, got it. Still made it, keeping in the streak. Well, hi Kai, welcome on in for a little bit. You're catching me right here at the end, but thank you for coming in. So next week, I have to double check and see if there is an update for Honkai Star Rail. If there is not an update for Honkai, then we'll be going ahead and doing a double feature of something. I don't know what yet. Yeah,
Yeah, Nana, Eepy boy. Well, back, go get yourself some Eeps. So, whatever Wednesday, if there's an update, we'll do the update. If there's not an update, we'll do a double feature of something. Probably gonna do trails. I'm already liking this, and I would like to do more with it. We might backtrack because apparently I missed a conversation thing. So I might backtrack off of stream and do that really quick. Um, I'm also learning that we are going to making lots of save files so that we don't miss out on things. And so that is all going to be stuff that happens. Um, Throwback Thursday will of course be more Wild Arms 2. We're just going to keep on keeping on with what we're doing there. Fantasy Friday will again also be more Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings, where we're going to be doing a metric fuck ton of side quests because that is what we're going to be doing. Honestly, all of those side quests are probably going to take us up to like 80% complete or something like that. I'm imagining it's going to take us like 2 more streams on that game. Is what I'm kind of thinking. See if I'm right or not. Depends on if some of them boss fights fucking turn into a pain in the ass or not. But we'll see what ends up happening. Shredder Day with more Disgaea 4 is going to be what happens there. I'm going to probably try to do like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I might just grind the whole sesh and not just like grinding as in like, oh hey, we're doing this or whatever. Like, no, actually just fucking grinding and leveling people up and shit. As well as trying to unlock classes stuff. Or what I might try to do is we might try to do like half and half. Sit there and grind for half the stream and then go do more story maps. Of course, for the story, I will probably not be using Fenric because he's just too OP at the moment. He's probably going to be relegated to just being the grinding dummy for a while. But yeah, that's going to be what we're going to do there. And then, of course, more Sunday Fun Day is going to be a guaranteed return to Trails in the Sky so that we can find out more about Joshua and Estelle, and as well as definitely figure out what the hell is going on with this game. But I genuinely enjoyed tonight's stream with Trails. I'm very glad that I decided to go ahead and grab a guide, though, because all of the talking stuff, I have a feeling it's going to be how certain side quests are run. So, I'm glad I'm doing this so I don't miss shit. So that'll be the other thing we use the guide for now. So now we've got treasure chests, we've got talking to people, and then of course like side quest stuff. Tell us, hey, make sure you go check the job board at this time or whatever. So yeah, that's all going to be what we're doing. Of course, don't forget to check out the rest of the socials: YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, Ko-Fi Throne. YouTube is the archive. Twitter, Blue Sky announcements. Ko-Fi Throne is support outside the stream. Make sure you're taking care of yourself before you try taking care of me. And of course, if you are part of the regulators, by all means, feel free to copy and paste the raid message as we raid out for this evening. As for who we're going to give raid out to, first we'll go ahead and see who all is on as far as the randos go. If someone's playing something that catches my eye, we might head over that way. If not, we will check the list of the usual suspects. You know what? Okay, probably gonna head over that way, but we'll see who else pops.
Mm. Ooh, that's a eh, nah. Boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Okay, we got two options. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the tail. If your house let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and raid out to Burner VT. Burner is a. Honestly, I'm not exactly quite sure what his theme is yet. I haven't actually gone and looked. But he's a VTuber who plays all sorts of different games, and currently he's playing some Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. And if I'm seeing this correctly, he is in the final dungeon. He is in Tarkaron. So we're gonna head on over yonder that direction, I believe, ladies and gents. So with that raid timer now started, as always, folks, make sure you guys enjoy yourselves some good food, some great drinks, even better company. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Happy trails, folks.